Hey everyone, what's up? In this lecture, I would be talking about the trick that I talked about in the first lecture of this tutorial. So let me go ahead and show you how to pull this off and how this can really take your CTR to the next level. Let's go to my Google AdSense account. In your AdSense account, go to the area that says Add Units, click on that, and then you would see the option of creating a new advertisement. Click on Create New Advertisement, and then you would have the option of choosing your advertisement size. Well, the first option is definitely automatic size. Then there's this letterboard, there's large rectangle, large mobile banner, large skyscraper, and etc. etc. We are going to be creating an advertisement that would be of the size of 300 by 600. So click on this. Now you can definitely change the way your ad appears. It could be a display and text appearance, or it could be a display ad, or maybe just a text ad. This is going to change depending on the kind of content you have on your website. For example, if your website has a lot of text content, especially small snippets of text all over the web page, then text ads are going to perform better. However, if you have a lot of images and maybe videos also, then text and display ads or maybe just display ads are going to perform better. So choose wisely and then create a 300 by 600 advertisement. Now go back to your UltraClick theme settings. Here you would see there are two areas. One says 160 by 600 and 336 by 280. Now 336 by 280 is the rectangular advertisement code that you would typically see on all AdSense websites. We are going to be replacing that rectangular AdSense code with a vertical advertisement because we have our auto ad rotation feature enabled in our UltraClick theme, and by using a vertical advertisement in place of the rectangular advertisement, we would be able to place those ads right here, these green boxes. These green boxes, even though these are places for those rectangular ads, we are going to replace them with vertical advertisements. So take that vertical piece of code 300 by 600 and then paste that code in here, 336 by 280 code box. Once you've done that, the next step would be to simply check these two boxes here, this one and this one. By doing this, you would be able to make sure that your website has almost 60 to 70% of the area covered with vertical advertisements. And this is going to make sure that whenever a visitor comes to your website, he would have an ad code appearing beside a line of text or maybe a video or maybe an image, whatever. It's not like other websites where advertisements are limited to the top part of the website or maybe the middle area. Here on your website, you are going to have advertisements appearing alongside your content across your entire web page. That is the whole idea here, because what happens is when people come to your website and they just see the advertisements in the top area or maybe just the middle area, they forget about the advertisements. Now in this case, since your advertisements are running parallel to your content on your website, they are going to be continuously bombarded with advertisements, and they are going to see those ads and probably even think that those ads are part of the content, and then they are going to check those ads out, and that is how your CTR is going to go up. That's how this works. So take that 300 by 600 ad code from your Google AdSense ad creator and paste that in the 336 by 280 box. After you have done that, the next step would be to again go back here and take this ad code which says automatic size, which is a responsive ad code. Take this ad code, this automatic size responsive, and go back again. And we are going to paste that advertisement code in the 160 by 600 code box. Here, you are going to be filling the entire sidebar with a responsive ad that is going to run through the entire length of your website. That is going to make sure that you have a huge vertical advertisement on your sidebar and you have two vertical advertisements stacked one on top of the other running parallel to your content. And you are also going to enable the auto ad rotation feature. Now, I'm going to show you how this is going to look on your website after you have implemented this in a second. But don't check this box or maybe the other boxes. You can obviously try out the different settings, and that is going to give you an idea about how your advertisements are going to look on your website and how it can affect your CTR. So it's good for testing, but I personally have found that this one and this one, these are the two layouts that work best for me. So I'm going to recommend these two. I do not recommend you use this first one, because if you replace these box advertisements with vertical advertisements and you also check this box, that means there would be absolutely no content on your website right above the fold. It's all going to be advertisements. That is going to look spammy, and people might even complain that they are not finding content. They are just seeing the ads. Obviously, your CTR is going to go through the roof, but it's not going to be a good practice. So I would not recommend you do this. Obviously, you can play around with these settings. You can choose this one, maybe this one, or even this one, or the other ones that are available below these two. But I personally stick to these two options. So replace the rectangular ad codes with the vertical 300 by 600 ad codes, and then also put the responsive ad in the 160 by 600 box. And remember to check these two boxes and hit the save button at the bottom. Here you will find the save changes. Hit the save changes button, and this is how your website is going to look. Since you have auto rotation feature enabled, once the ads are going to appear on the right hand side, and then again your ads are going to appear on the left hand side. And this thing is going to keep rotating, so you don't have to worry about advertisement blindness. So that's how this works. Now in this picture that you're seeing right now, I have not put in the 160 by 600 advertisement code in the sidebar. But obviously you are going to be putting that, so that and these two ads in the content area, these three ad blocks together are going to occupy around 55 to 60% of your entire web page, and that is going to send your CTR through the roof. You don't have to worry at all about the traffic that you're getting on your website. Your traffic remains the same, the quality of traffic remains the same. All you're changing here is your ad layouts, and that is going to change your CTR for sure. Now, I know some of you guys are going to probably think that, well, after implementing this, your CTR is going to skyrocket and Google is probably going to come after you and ask you a few questions. No, that is not going to happen. But if you are in two minds, like I was when I started implementing this process myself, what I did was I went to Google Adsense, I contacted them, and I told them to review my website because I was a bit concerned about my high CTR rates. They looked at my website, they reviewed my website, and then they gave me a green go, and then they said that it was okay to use the ad placements that I was using. And I'm a happy man now. So if you are concerned about your CTR going too high and Google might come after you and ask you a few questions, you should get in touch with Google AdSense and you should tell them to review your website. It only takes a couple of days and they are going to get back to you and they're going to tell you it's fantastic, because you are not breaking any rules here. According to Google Terms of Service, you are not allowed to use more than 3 ad blocks on your website. Here, you are not using more than 3 ad blocks. You are using 3 ad blocks. You are just changing the sizes. You are playing around with the ad locations and you are rotating the advertisements automatically. So Google wouldn't have anything to say about that. They would be happy about it because they are going to get very high clicks, and you would be happy about it because you're going to be getting very high CTR and making even more money with your existing traffic. So that's what this trick is about, and I really wish you the best of luck, and I want to see you guys implementing this trick, and you can come back and tell me your success stories in the discussion area. Thank you for your time. I'll see you again in the discussion area.